A lot of aromatic, dark, full sherry. Welcome to Whisky.com, where fine spirits meet. My name is Horst Lüning, and this is my son Ben. And today we have a big grin on our face because we have a very, very special whiskey on our cask. It's a Highland Park, 40 years old. And yeah, we got a sample from the distributor. Here it is. And I'm really happy that we have this here so that we can have a nice little dram of this wonderful old bottle.
Yeah, it's a wonderfully made case as well.
So we have this in work, this silvery shining work, 40 years of age, and the wood is really best fitted as possible. And we open it, there's some magnets keeping it together. And here on this side we have a small wooden cabinet with a leaflet is is the wrong word. It's a book, really a book.
A little hidden cabinet.
Yeah. And then there's this wonderful bottle repeating the Highland Park sign. Here, this camera. The Highland Park sign. Wonderfully made and 40 years of age. 47.5 ABV and an extraordinary price of 2,700 something. Yeah.
So nearly $3,000 then?
Yeah. I think it's just because it's one of the very, very few casks available and bottles available. And therefore
it's rare.
Offer
That's
and demand.
Demand and supply. Yeah. The interesting thing is this here has really got a smell of old leather.
But this
is a smell.
It's a smell. Yes, this is what you add to vintage cars.
And here you got a lot of stuff about how they craft whiskey at Highland Park and how they don't use any color, and then you have 47.5% ABV, and that is pretty much 95 proof and straightforward. And here I had something with the maturation, and they say most of the Scotch whiskey industry uses widely available ex-bourbon barrels for maturation.
Not that. Here, this one.
But not Highland Park. And here they then go on and say they use Oloroso sherry casks, and they use a mixture of American oak and European oak, and how they balance with the sherry casks, they balance their sweetness and their fruitiness and the color. Oh yeah. That's really, really smooth.
A lot of aromatic, dark, full sherry, fruit. Showing as well vanilla, caramel.
Oh yeah.
Sweetness.
Mm-hmm. For me, it's like you have a fruit basket of caramelized dark fruits with a bit of mixture of bittersweet chocolate and milk chocolate, and just a hint of spices above it.
The chocolate, not yet.
You don't have chocolate. I've got a lot of chocolate.
Probably you had that. We had that before. Just a small sip, and perhaps you have the chocolate left over.
I do have the smell of chocolate. Maybe it comes from my inside of my mouth. Maybe it comes from the outside, but you have. But it's a mixture of all that sweetness, fruitiness, caramelized, and a bit of spices like muscat, nutmeg, or a bit of a cinnamon taste.
The cinnamon, yeah, I think so. And if you have the first sip on your tongue, then it really shows, it develops spiciness, it shows the casks, and there's some mouth-watering as well, and showing probably some oranges or orange peel, giving a little bit of the bitterness of the oak casks. So it's wonderfully balanced. The bitterness is gone, the spiciness stays on, and there's an overwhelming aroma from this old sherry.
Oh, how the aroma it's really intense. And when you have a 47.5 ABV, that it just doesn't feel that much because it's so round, so oxidized with heavy chocolate, and as Horst said, you really feel a balanced taste of a little bit of orange bitterness, dark chocolate, but also with these toffee, and just in the back a really, really tiny whiff of smoke.
A hint. So if this was in Highland Park with a typical smokiness of 5, 7, 8, maximum 10 ppm, then over those 40 years it converted to complex aromas, oxidized even more. So the smokiness is very thin, if at all.
Oh, it's really a nice dram, and if you have that, you're really privileged for having that.
Yeah,
nice. So
this was it. It's empty. It's
it's
gone.
empty. It's gone.
Oh no! There's a drop in it.
There's a drop in it. We're gonna save it.
It's for me. Typically, you have more in your glass than I have this time as well.
Also got 2 drops. Yeah, it's a nice bottle. If you're interested in your bottle, you gotta have a bit of change in your pocket. You gotta have a bit of change in your pocket. But if you're interested more about how the Highland Park distillery is made up, where the Highland Park distillery is, then please feel free to go on Whisky.com. We have a destination map on it, and we have a lot of pictures, how they distill the whiskey, and how this is all made with handcrafted and that kind of stuff. So head over to Whisky.com, find it. If you have some questions, then please feel free to post in the forum. Horst always reads there. And yeah, thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.